Shalom, my name is Obed Joseph and I'm Israel's new ambassador to Nairobi. Our embassy in Nairobi is responsible for promoting Israel's relations with Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Malawi, the Seychelles, and the UN headquarters in Nairobi.
Hello everyone, we are live here at Tujikinge, an amazing team of people just here ready with me on this particular show, discussing the item or the matter I Stand with Kenya is our subject today. And my name is your host, Alphonse Juma, and I have an amazing team of panel that is going to talk to us about the reason why Kenyans really need to stand with one another, why we need to stand with the needy. From the comments here, we have somebody saying, Daniel Kwesi, myself from Nairobi, I stand with Kenya. And then today we had an amazing trip at Eastleigh, and that is what I'm just going to show you, our viewers. And then immediately we are done with that, I'll just bring us right here and have a conversation on this. So here was the team just sacrificing and having a day today at Eastleigh. Good stuff, and food as well, protective gear as well, masks were distributed. So guys, just enjoy this for a few. Amazing thing there. So I'm going to just go to my panel and have them introduce themselves. I'll begin with you, Dr. Christine.
Well, my name is Dr. Christine Oulinyi. I am alumni of Mashav. Apart from being a member of Mashav, I'm also an alumni of Kaimosi Girls High School, who are also standing with Kenya. I also represent the clergy. I work with the Ministry of Education at Kenya Education Management Institute as a national learning facilitator. I have a lot of passion for education for sustainable development. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christine. That's quite elaborate. As we try to connect to Hellen, I'll just go through the comments here again. I have Mr. Peter Kamau saying this is a very commendable initiative. So, His Excellency, maybe just tell us, there was an initiative today where there was a team of people who are at Eastleigh and they distributed food. Like, what really made you people think about this, and why feed the people, and why stand with Kenya?
Well, thank you again. I was very much honored to visit today and to be today in Eastleigh.
Unfortunately, I can't hear you guys.
This event, as you know, today took place also with the presence of His Excellency, the PS of Housing, my good friend, Mr. Hinga. And I think
it just went off.
What is important for me today is to say to the people of Kenya and to the people of Eastleigh that I stand with Kenya. More important, Israel stands with Kenya, and the people of Israel stand with the people of Kenya. It was very important for us to reach Eastleigh with consultation of PS of Housing. We wanted to talk about friendship. We wanted to extend our support also to the just newly program that was inaugurated by His Excellency the President, and I refer to the National Hygiene Program. And we thought that we could humbly contribute in three important components of this program. The first was send some hundreds of family packages, food packages. And I think, as I said today, I know that some people in this city also marked the month of Ramadan, the holy month of Ramadan. So it was also a good opportunity for the spirit of Ramadan to wish those who observe this festival in Eastleigh, to wish them Ramadan Kareem, and in a few days' time, a happy Eid. And as I've mentioned earlier today, those packages were packed with love, because we know that some of them were packed, all of them were packed by IStandWithKenya is the initiative, and in the hands of people like Christine, who have visited Israel and been an alumni in part of our programs. And specifically, if I remember correctly, Christine was participating in those programs for community development and education. So this is one component. The second component was that we had the honor to also donate 3,000 of masks, special masks. Those masks are mainly given to those that are in the front line and keeping us all safe. And I refer to the policemen and to the frontline officers of the National Youth Service that are making sure that places like Eastleigh keep safe and healthy. And the third component, which was also very, very important, we have partnered with Kenya Charity Sweepstake, and they have committed under our request to raise money for in the next 45 days that will go directly for small industries within Eastleigh or other places that the National Hygiene Program puts priority. So the idea is to raise money to purchase, for example, masks that are being produced by tailors in Eastleigh. So by that, you support the small industries in those areas, and also you create jobs in a manner that at the end of the day, you create more masks that could be also distributed for the safety of the people. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, His Excellency Ambassador Obed. So I would like to bring in Justus Juma. Justus, can you hear? Can you hear us?
Loud and clear.
So we've just had the ambassador tell us about a solution, and we've heard him talking about creating a lasting solution, especially jobs in partnership with sweepstakes. I know you are one of the coordinators of this particular event. Like, what really drove you into this?
Definitely, the long-term effect of it actually is what will render an effective solution. The random response, especially this emergency response that we've been doing, and even the government is doing, just but to mitigate the current measures and also to control the dangers of further infections, especially to those who can't just stay at home. And the challenges that have accompanied this closure are the issues that are actually causing us to step out, because the paradoxes are not measurable. And also, there are certain challenge measures that the government took, which were, in terms of logical, the logics around them, especially in line to the citizen, there were a bit of challenges, especially with our members. I mentioned that we are composed of various organizations. The pressure is overwhelming. Even right now, Bwana Alphonse, you will be so surprised on the number of requests, especially for relief. Some have been, locked out of their houses. Some don't just have food. Some have lost loved ones. And the challenges are enormous. I know a number of people have come out, and as we come out as well, we get to be seen and identified by the initiative that we are doing, and this channeled our way a number of overwhelming requests, especially to help. And if you scrutinize these needs, I tell you, any conscious human being, sometimes the appeal that are directed to us cannot let you sleep. You will not rest. You will try the best you can to do something about it. And our efforts so far have bore fruit. And when Ambassador, I really appreciate and thank you so much for the how you came out and stood with Kenya. The families you fed today, but Ambassador. So today we've saved so many lives, and we have addressed of insecurity in various avenues. And that urge is not stopping. Actually, after this, the question I was asking my team is, what next? Because yes, we have given people hope. We've inspired them. We've reached out to them. But where we are, we have asked the government, and we are also asking ourselves to have a long-term plan post-COVID. The measures out of in post-COVID, I think, are the things that can also make us make history. Because to me, this is also a chance for us to leave a legacy and leave footprints that our children can look up to later, and they can learn from us the way we rose up to occasion, how we handled the pandemic, how we dealt with it. The directions we take can leave a lasting legacy. And this legacy also pushes me to come out and also explore various alternatives that can make us unique. So as we try to do what we can do, let's do it in a manner that even the children can learn later and say, our generation was affected by a pandemic, and our parents took these measures, and this can go into annal books of history.
Thank you so much, Juma. As you're talking about that, His Excellency, you decided and made a decision to go to the people. Like, that was really life-changing. When I went through one of your banners, it said that the Israeli, if I just read it, that I stand with Kenya, supporting the government on COVID-19 situation. Definitely, this is a situation we did not expect. But what really made you think about that low person, the common mwananchi, and give food to this particular common mwananchi?
You know, there is a saying in Hebrew or in the Jewish culture that whenever you save one soul, it is as if you have saved the whole world. And I think I truly believe that the real engagement is between the peoples. Of course, the engagement between the governments are very, very crucial and important. But at the end of the day, you really touch and you really express your bond by touching people, and that's exactly, I think, what was important for us to say today.
You can tell the guys to come if they want to see.
We are naturally engaging also with the government, because I think, as you know, Israel has experienced also a very challenging times with COVID-19. We had more than 16,000 COVID cases. We are now, thank God, in a position where we have less and less cases, and we see really that that we have managed to flatten the curve, and we are now a little bit opening up. The second element is that there are many technologies and many applications that are very valid to challenging a pandemic while it's still bursting and still needs attention, immediate attention. And this is something also that we're willing to share our experience and to learn from Kenya's experience. Last but not least, I think we have to very much look into how does this new world deals with the situation that you have to know how to live with the pandemic. But again, I would go back to my first point. As much as I attach great importance to the relations of the government level, we definitely also see we give highest priority to the connections between the peoples, and this is what we wanted to express today. So thank you again.
So, when Ambassador, before you leave, His Excellency, during the distribution today, there was an issue of a technology and transfer of technology, and I know in the Ministry of ICT just had a program, a COVID-19 hackathon challenge, where they brought together different people who have innovations and technology in the country. I don't know how you look at innovations and the role they play, especially during this period of coronavirus.
Absolutely, it has a very crucial role. Innovation has a crucial role in front of any challenge. So definitely, it's something you want to utilize for facing this challenge of this pandemic of COVID-19. And I think that we are also very much engaged with hackathons, trying exactly to do the same. And I think it could be a very good idea that we would hold a Kenya-Israel hackathon with the Ministry of ICT and with others to try together think of solutions and technologies that could be relevant. As I said, not only handling and managing the COVID-19 as we speak, but also looking at the day post the pandemic, which, as I said, will not be totally clean, probably, from the pandemic.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to read some of the questions that have been put forth for you. I have Babu Owen asking, good job at Eastleigh today. Have followed on the event, and may God bless you.
Thank you.
Israel Ambassador thank you, Israel Ambassador, for standing with Kenya in this tough time of COVID pandemic. I also have Jen Ross is saying, you have proved that a friend in need is a friend indeed. Love Israel wholeheartedly. Those are Kenyans just saying how they love Israel.
Well, naturally, it's the most moving moment, and as I said, it really fills me with positive emotions. And as I said, we love the people of Kenya.
Thank you very much, Christine. I know before the ambassador leaves, I know you are really involved in this process, Christine. Just tell us something about the experience and what you went through in the preparations for this particular event.
Thank you very much, Alphonse. The preparation was quite good because all that we did, we partnered with the Embassy of Israel, who gave us a good amount of money. That is about 370,000, of which we went out and bought various items of food and put them together. We had to pack them in boxes and also ensure that every family is going home with a hamper worthy 2,000 shillings. The preparation was done out of love. We actually enjoyed preparing for the occasion, and it was such a great time that we had to prepare for this event.
Thank you so much, Helen. I don't know whether we can hear you now. What is your view on this kind of initiatives, and especially yes, Helen?
First of all, I want to thank His Excellency Ambassador Obed Joseph. For me, I felt a privilege to have Israel by seeing you, you know. I felt like, wow, interaction, Israel, come meet Kenya, Kenya meet Israel. That's beautiful. Even before I go there, I want to thank you for the heart, you know.
Totally.
They say Israel is a land of plenty. Yeah, Israel, land of plenty. So for us, we felt like we were loved. You guys actually come to share with us, and also remembering those people in the slum who have no food. Today, you put a smile on somebody's face. I like that thing you said first, that when you put a smile in one person's face, you saved the whole world. Indeed, even me, it's like I also left the place with something, you know. Even it doesn't matter whether I was given or not, but the fact that you made somebody smile, I left the place smiling, you know. So thank you so much, and keep doing good, because you know, in Swahili now, in Ambassador, His Excellency, this is what he said: Tenda wema enda zako. You can repeat that after me. Tenda wema enda zako. Because when you enda zako, that means do good and leave. Blessings come follow you.
Thank you very much.
So I want to thank you so much. That event was just epic. Yeah, it was epic, and you guys just made, you know, personally, I came from a very, very humble background. So a tear dropped because I could see the way the people are waiting in the sun just to receive what they were supposed to receive, you know. That, you know, and you know, I don't know what was inside their hearts, but I know they must have been so happy. So extend our love to Israelites. One day we're gonna come to Israel, you know.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Yes, Mr. Daniel.
God bless you.
Daniel, Mr. Justus, back to you again. Just any word. I know we have to release His Excellency Ambassador. Maybe I'll just go one word to His Excellency and the embassy as well. I know they were working with the team just before I release His Excellency.
May I just encourage Hellen that if you can't go to the mountain, you can bring the mountain to you. And today Israel came to us.
And we are working very hard with Kenya Airways to again renew the direct flights between our two countries.
Awesome.
So I hope that once we are able to stabilize.
Yeah, my number is +25472.
Yeah, you should be on the first flight.
When I come to Israel, I must find you. You know, I gotta find you.
Well, Alphonse, my last word.
Yeah,
I've been following Israel's development and even how their country is responding to COVID-19, and our government has a lot to learn. The way they've reopened their schools, they've reopened jobs, they have reopened the economy. We have a lot to learn from them, and when Ambassador, that's our prayer as well. We desire to engage more. I know there's a number of people who are still expecting us to reach out, and may this not be just a one-off partnership. As on behalf of Asham Sacco, which is a duly registered institution in the by Kenya, in Kenya, we do give loans, and I'm sure we will reach out even to partner with other institutions which can tie in or get on board with such institutions to make sure that lives are impacted in a way that we can account for, we can measure, and we will be knocking your door quite often, Ambassador. We really appreciate your effort today.
It will be our honor, and we have a very good team at the embassy, and we would very much like to engage with all of you. And I think we could learn from each other. It's a two-way street. There's a lot we can learn from you, and I think I'm always impressed by the young generation here in Kenya and how important hub Kenya is. And it is only an honor for us to enhance our cooperation in all fields. So let's do that.
Thank you so much. Courtesy of
before
the
you go,
yes.
Before you go, one last one. One Ambassador, this is Hebraica.
Ah, yes, Hebrew. Very nice.
A number of us would learn to know how to learn this language.
Well, yes, that's this is a very important book, right? The Bible. And I always like to joke. We were talking about direct flights and visiting Israel and touring in Israel. So you could save when you go to Israel. You can save buying a guide, a Lonely Planet, or any other guide. What you need is to take with you the Bible and you just walk the Bible in the different parts of Israel. So I hope you do that very soon.
Thank you so much. One thing we admire as Kenyans about Israel is the culture and the tradition. So we really uphold the Israel culture. But what we've missed out is the language.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. And we are going to release you now. We are hoping that in the next event, we will have you again live on this show so that you can tell us more, because you've said you're creating a lasting solution. Just to ask you the last thing, give you a lasting word to a Kenyan youth unemployed, no food today, no rent, this kind of person. I don't know what message you can give to them as you exit the stage.
Well, I want to be humble. I don't know if I have necessarily the right to give other advice. I can only tell you from our perspective. I think one of the most important components that made Israel a success story, and I'm especially referring to the modern Israel, that though we have many challenges, many countries did not want to see us where we were, we still were successful. And I think the most important decision we had made that helped us to become a success story was that our leaders from the very beginning made the decision that we are the only ones to help ourselves. We are not going to whine or baby cry to others. We are not going to rely on others. We always want friends and we seek their assistance. But the basic decision was that we will take the fate to our own hands and that we will make sure that we defend our own interests. And this is also my humble message to others. Youth in Kenya must take the decisions and their fate in their own hands. First, trust yourself, then others will come to help you. Thank you.
Thank you so much and goodbye.
Thank you, bye-bye. Good evening to all of you.
Okay, all the best.
Good evening.
Amazing words there from His Excellency the Ambassador to Israel. And now we have to talk about this thing, I Stand with Kenya. So having the chairman, the founder of the initiative, tell us about I Stand with Kenya.
When we began by inspiration, inspiring fellow Kenyans to know that they are not alone. We did advise the government in various ways. The government was not really adopting relevant mechanisms that were meeting the needs of those who we were crossing our paths were crossing with, and over and above calling for the government to reboot to our default setting. We thought that we can also take our own collective responsibility and initiatives, which can also help us address this thing, because in the essentials of health, Bon Alphonse, it begins from the primary level, then it goes to the secondary level, and then it goes to the tertiary level. And if the primary level is not taken care of, however much activity you do at secondary level or tertiary level, the effect will not be felt. And actually, that is when we tell you that activity is not accomplishment, because it is not touching the primary level. And in this setup, the primary is the community, and the secondary is where we had isolation centers, and the tertiary is the ICU. And I know we've been treated a lot to the figures and the statistics within the ICU, those who are passed on and those who are still living, those who are isolated, the ones who tested negative. And I tell you, it's a very scary phenomenon, especially if you are a victim. To a certain extent, we thought, seriously, if we don't do something, we might end up being in that statistic.
Thank you so much, guys. I have some amazing news for us today. The team I hope all of us can see our screen. There was an amazing job that was done by this team here, and I'll just play it for us.
Corona, some people call it COVID-19, some people call it Kori, some people call it Kori, Rona, iko hapa imefika Kenya nakwambia, lakini ubaya ni kwamba inaumiza watu. Kuna watu wankufa, kuna watu hawako, kuna watu hawana pesa, kazi pia wampoteza. Tufanyeje? Tuwasaidie hao.
And I want to welcome all believers, the entire church, that we can be able to give what God has enabled you to give.
It is up to us Kenyans to think about it and have it in our hearts that we need to reach out to our fellow Kenyans.
As a Christian, I believe, and as a pastor, I believe the best thing we can do is to keep this hope alive and keep it running.
So that as people wash their hands, as people keep distance, as people cover their faces, we may do that with integrity in a nation where all feel as one.
Mbona wewe usingie mfukoni utoe pesa, basi mbarikie mtu asilale njaa? Or if you want help out with some foodstuffs, we will be there with you.
No, the Bible tells us in 2 Corinthians 9 verse 6 that the Lord loves a cheerful giver.
And it's coming at a point where we cannot point fingers, but come out together and call for collective responsibility.
Let us stand with our brothers who are affected. Let us stand with Kenya. Let us stand to make and fight this virus until it is completely wiped out of our nation.
But we can also write an history in how we stood up together with one another, and an history that next generation can stand to learn that, fellow Kenyans, we did not just sit back when our brothers were invaded and were attacked by this merciless killer.
That yes, it is possible to go through this, but you will not go through it alone. We want to walk with you, we want to encourage you, we want to stand with you.
We are in this together. Can we support our brothers, and can we stand together? I stand with Kenya.
I, Dr. Christine Owinyi, stand with Kenya.
I stand with Kenya.
I stand with Kenya.
And as you hear that, we've had an amazing experience online. Thank you so much. I'm just on the Twitter conversations here. And guys, look at the Kenyan trends today. We are at position number 2. I Stand with Kenya initiative, an amazing job there. I can see amazing talks here to all those helping in various capacities and contributing donations to the vulnerable groups and families. Thank you so much, and don't tire doing charity. I know this has been an initiative that was just started from scratch. What can you say about this? It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing, because we didn't just sit back to see people do things. We also decided to do something. One thing I learned from Israel is to use the head, the heart, and the hands. Get to know something. After knowing it, you bring it down to the heart. You must feel something about it. Develop some passion about it. And then if you develop some passion about it, it will be very easy for you to implement it using your hands. That is exactly what the team of ISWIK was employing. That we have heard so much about COVID. We have heard so much about people suffering. And then after hearing, it is not enough to sit back and watch things happening. Our aim is not just to do it short term. We are also sensitizing people on what they can do in a sustainable way, so that they are not just waiting to be assisted. We are telling people, if you have a garden, please plant vegetables. If you have a farm, please keep animals, keep birds like the chicken, so that you can be able to manage your life even without any aid. It is not about aid. Yes, we can make a difference. It is possible we can make a difference. The Embassy of Israel in Kenya has demonstrated what it means to love. I appreciate the girls of Kaimosi Girls who have also stood with us so that we can make this happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Helen. You're next on that. I don't know what you'd say, seeing us now just talking every Kenyan now, having this as a conversation on the Kenyan trends.
Suddenly, maybe we are going to think about the singers and entertainers, because they're also suffering now. They were used to getting to places where there are crowds. Now no more crowds. Just like pastors, singers, sing away. Go on YouTube. Start thinking out of the box. Apart from just that, I personally stand with Kenya. Hopefully that we can all contribute to those people who have been affected, so we can put food on the table. This, I think, also is a good move. Says like Corona came, but it is a blessing in disguise. Some of us are actually thinking of the box. Teachers are now teaching, using other avenues to teach, to ensure that money still comes in, that work is still done. But you know what? I will still stand with Kenya. Whatever come what may. Tutaambia watu kumbe inawezekana. Once I hold your hand, you hold my hand, together we can stand.
So thank you so much. Just as Juma, just your contribution on that, singers on the national trends.
Right, I'm very inspired, and that's a very commendable job, Bwana Alphonse. You as our partner, you've done exceptionally well. And if there was any way to appreciate a Kenyan, I would really reward the effort that you're doing. But we pray for you. May you be blessed. But over back to fellow Kenyans, I think looking at what has just been done, sometimes you get ashamed when some people are sitting on positions where things can be done and they refuse to do things. People are talking about their own parties. If you look at the topics that are running around, and these things are happening at the moment when schools are closed, and there are no jobs, churches are closed. Actually, businesses are still closed with no proper mechanism of how to open them. If anything, there are mini lockdowns, like in where we came from in Eastleigh, and then we know also downtown in Mombasa, and also the ravaging effect that the flood is causing in the West. I keep inspiring and advising fellow Kenyans that no matter what, it may look difficult. A leader is a person who causes what has not been there to be. And I'm encouraging Kenyans that we are not deficient of those leaders. All we need to do is give them a hearing, give them a chance, support those leaders, and Kenya will be equal in the path of humanity, the face of humanity. And if possible, we can be second to none. We have that opportunity. We can get it.
Thank you very much. Dr. Christine, I'll go back to you. I know as you talk about contributions, there is always an issue of transparency. So how can you assure the corporates that they need to stand with the team and then have their contributions? Because at the long run, it will end at the right people, who are the needy people.
You can be assured that this team is acting out of love. Everything that we are doing, what is pushing us is love for our fellow Kenyans. That whatever we will receive, we are like a bridge. You give us, and then we work with you to support somebody else who is really in need. Like as I told you, we received 370,000 from the Embassy of Israel. And all that went to support the needy at Eastleigh. We are not there to benefit anything. We are sacrificing at this moment to make a difference, to help our fellow Kenyans have some hope in one way or another.
Thank you so much. Once again, just urging us to go on Twitter. Once again, we are still retaining the position 2. I Stand With Kenya, trending on number 1, courtesy of I Stand With Kenya. And the website is www.IStandWithKenya, actually the acronym ISTWIK.org, and the email address is info@iswik.org. An amazing team there. We have with us somebody here. Her name is Hellen, and she told me to just introduce her as the principal of Tusker Project Fame. By the way, huyu ndio Hellen wa Tusker Project Fame. Na kuna mingi sana. So Hellen, you are bringing in art into the team. Yeah, amazing. What's your take?
Yeah, like listening to me, you never get bored. Yeah, right from the way my structure is, my face, my color, my meaning, it's all by design. Even whatever I put on, design, man. I want to say that apart from that, I think I got enticed to join I Stand With Kenya because of this noble call. Not many people can be able to do things for free. Not many people are able to sacrifice. What an amount of money you might be tempted to use it. But look at us. We are going all the way, just to ensure that whoever brings in money can be helped out. Because I like what Mr. Justus said, that apart from just the pandemic, there are those in Budalangi, Kisumu, who the rains kind of displaced. So this call will also help us know how to sustain our people, not necessarily when COVID is there. COVID is seasonal, it will come and go. What about those other problems that we have? If we stand, well, we know we are actually self-sufficient to support those others around.
Thank you so much, guys. We have to end this show, so I'll just go back to our panel and just give us a minute just to speak to Kenyan, have a conversation to the needy. I know we have a program where we are looking at even feeding more people so that they're able to have food on their table. So I'll begin with you, Dr. Christine.
I want to say we are blessed to be a blessing. You are blessed to be a blessing. Don't close your eyes when you are seeing somebody else suffering. Join hands with us and let us go out and support the needy by standing with Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Christine. Amazing 7 words and the 7 R's. Yeah, conclusion, Hellen.
Right, all right then. Definitely as a singer, this is what I'm going to do. Courage, brother, courage, sister. In Jesus' name, this corona itaenda. In Jesus' name, my Jesus loves you. I want to tell somebody that the rich heart to be under a prayer coat. So it doesn't matter what you're going through now. Business comes from within. So relax, because God is taking care.
Thank you very much, Hellen, the principal Tusker Project fame. Then we are going to have the last closing remarks from Mr. President Justus Juma. Yeah.
Thank you. It was an honor, especially working with both of you is very humbling. And the achievement we have achieved today, it shall go in the book of history. That today you stepped out, you did something, and you changed a life. And I think it's an opportunity for both of us. All of us Kenyans, no one is useless. No one is poor. In one way or the other, you can do something. We are different, we are unique, and we can make it differently. So I call on us, whether even in leadership, if they are messing, do not sit back. It simply reveals that it is your time. And when the good people do nothing, the bad people do what? Rule. And as I stand with Kenya, I know Alphonse will share with us the accounts if you want to contribute, and the activities as we continue follow on our social media handles, and you'll see where we are going to do and the initiative that we have. Even economically, we can do something and make this country great. Let's make Kenya great, and I stand with Kenya.
I stand with Kenya. So we'll just do it. 1, 2, 3. All of us, I stand with Kenya. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I stand
with Kenya.
I stand with Kenya.
Thank you so much, viewers. And that is all we had for you today. I'm just going to take us through some amazing statistics we've had online today. We've had an amazing conversation there. We had His Excellency, the Ambassador to Kenya, just having a conversation with us. And still here on my Twitter handle, I can see I stand with Kenya, having a total 1,517 tweets already there. People already having a conversation, and an amazing team already speaking there. I can see everyone claiming that they also want to stand with Kenya, courtesy of this team that is ISWIK, that is working to help people come together and rally behind and support the needy. Going through Tujikinge here, we've had a series of news conversations here. That was just among the other things that we had this week. So we just want to assure you that through this amazing team, we are able to capture everything about coronavirus. And if you're there, you're willing to join, you're able to join this initiative by Tujikinge. Thank you so much, my viewers today. I thank you, Justus Juma, for running the initiative and for the great work, for making us have the Israeli ambassador today on show. Thank you so much, Christine Daktari. I remember meeting you today in the morning, and you were very busy doing the real work. Yeah, and may God bless you. Thank you, Hellen, the principal Tusker Project fame. I think you're the funniest person I'm meeting. Yeah, and Kenyan, we really appreciate, and let's meet next time. Join the conversation still going on. Hashtag I stand with Kenya. Till next time, my name was Alphonse Juma for the Tujikinge show. Thank you, and God bless you.